Chief Meteorologist Tara Lane tracking those conditions. And Tara, the advisories, they are in place right now for several more hours.
Up in the mountains, yes, because of those higher wind gusts and that wind gust potential up that way. 50, 55 or so mile per hour wind gusts possible for you all living in the higher elevations, along with how cold it is. It just makes it so kind of brutal and just bitterly cold feeling up there. And there's been a little snow flying around too. But of course, earlier it was rain, and it was rain for the majority of the area, certainly for a good part of the day through about lunchtime and earlier this afternoon. Added up, and this is over the course of the past 3 days, to about 2 to 3 inches for most of our neighborhoods. We didn't have quite as much, about 1.5 to 2 inches east along 74 from Union County into Anson and Richmond County. And then as we head down 85 into the Greenville-Spartanburg area where they did have some flooding issues, even higher totals, 4, even close to 5 inches of rain or so in some of those areas. But it's a clean sweep right now. The rain is done. Now focused over the eastern part of the state. I-95 points east. Most of the downpours and the stormy weather kind of headed offshore. And the snow kind of tapering off for most of the mountain communities for now, but notice still some moisture streaming around, that wave of low pressure to the north and affecting parts of the Midwest. A little bit of that could squeeze into our mountain communities by, say, 8 to 9 o'clock or so. So another round of some lightly accumulating snow is possible for you all, but that will not break out of the mountains and out of that containment area there. The Charlotte area and the Piedmont staying dry and clear for the rest of the night, and with that settling wind as well. So it's not going to be quite as blustery once we move past midnight or so. The wind will gradually settle down. But 63 was that much warmer high temperature, and that's deceiving earlier in the day. Since then, and the cold front passing through, temperatures have been tumbling. That temperature change about 10 to 25 degrees colder compared to this time yesterday, already down into the 20s for you all in the mountains. Meantime, we're feeling the chilly 40s in places like Salisbury, and Statesville is down to 44 right now, 48 in the Queen City. Still hanging on to those 50s to near 60 points east, but not for much longer. And again, at last check, wind gusts clocking in close to 50 miles per hour up there in the Boone and Jefferson area. So that's why that wind advisory goes for several more hours up until 1 o'clock in the morning. Arctic, cold Arctic air is filtering in behind the front. Tumbling temperatures will continue through the night. By 3 o'clock in the morning, we're approaching freezing, about 34, 32, and a lot of us ending up in the upper 20s early tomorrow morning. Cool sunshine all through the day tomorrow. High temperatures only up around the lower 50s, but yes, we'll see lots of that Carolina blue sky. And for another day on Friday as well. Saturday at this point is still looking dry, but already we're going to be tracking another incoming cold front that will start to spread in some showers late Saturday night once we get into the overnight, hitting the mountains first. Notice some of that rain creeping in. This is Saturday at about 11:30 in the evening. Sunday morning, likely a wet start, and this could start with a touch of a little bit of freezing rain or a wintry mix in the mountains before those temperatures climb above freezing. And so then it's just looking like plain old scattered showers into the afternoon. Of course, that's when the Panthers-Cowboys game is happening, kickoff at 1 p.m. out there at Bank of America Stadium. So I would say at this point, pack not only the colder weather gear because it's going to be pretty chilly with temperatures only in the 40s, but pack the rain gear as well. 7-day forecast shows back in the 60s early next week.